Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and this is your tip of the week. I know when you're first learning how to sew, it's difficult getting familiar with your sewing machine, learning about seam allowances and stitch length and stitch width. And when you're trying to do a little beginner's quilt block, you never think things just don't match up. So I'm going to show you a technique that you can use that just may help you out. This is a pinwheel quilt block. And maybe some of you have already made them and you've had maybe some problems, again, getting it to match up. But this was put together using a method called paper piecing. So on the back, you'll see all of this paper. This was used to help you get everything perfectly lined up. Here is another one that is another type of pinwheel. I call it double pinwheel, and it's whirling around here. And again, this one also was made by using paper piecing. This is a pattern for making a half square triangle. And in the pinwheel quilt block, there are 4 half square triangles that are put in a specific order to give that little pinwheel look. So if you want to try this, draw a square, any size you want, because it doesn't matter. And then line your ruler up with opposite corner and draw a line through it. So this is my paper piecing pattern. What I did was I cut a bunch of squares out. Then I drew this line down the center, but I didn't draw it on all of them. What I did was I stacked all my paper up, put some clips to hold all the edges of the paper together, and then went to my sewing machine, took the upper thread out, and then stitched without any thread all the way right across on that line. And what it does is it creates perforations on the back side. This makes it also easier for ripping the paper off later, but it makes it a whole lot easier for viewing where this line is on both sides of the paper. Now, only your first one has this dark line, but once you get your perforations in there, they are going to be visible. Now, on camera, I don't know how visible it is, but it's there and I can see it without my glasses. So now you're going to take 2 different colors of fabric and place it over the top of this paper. I recommend that you cut some fabric a little bit bigger than the area that you're going to cover. Put pretty sides together, right sides, and line those 2 pieces up, and then pull the raw edge past this stitch line. And I would put either some pins or clips to hold it all together. Then flip it over, and I can see that, let me get this lined up, I can see just by looking at it, I can see my perforated line, and I can see that the raw edge of the fabric is past it. Then put thread back in your machine and stitch right on top of that line, but don't remove your paper just yet. So after finished stitching, just turn it over and unfold your fabric. Then you would press this seam. And what's a good idea is to make all of your half square triangle blocks before you stitch them together in a pinwheel pattern. To create this one, all you need to do is draw one more line. So after drawing the line across the center, then place your ruler lined up with the other 2 opposite corners and draw a line and stopping right there in the center. So you would create all of your patterns like this. One other line that I did on this, which I've forgotten to show you on the other one, is you want to draw the outermost portion of your square. So, and you also do your perforation stitch around all of those edges too. Now there's numbers on this pattern. I've labeled them 1, 2, and 3. So these are the first 2 areas you're going to put your fabric on. So I've got 2 different colors here. I'm going to place them over this line as well as this center line. So your fabric is going to cross over these 2 edges. Flip it over underneath and then stitch only on this line here. And then unfold it and press. To cover the last area, take a piece of fabric that's larger than this area and place it over these 2 fabrics here. So place it on top and then turn it over and stitch down the center line. And then unfold it and press the top, and this is what it would look like. And then on the back, because I have these outer edges also drawn on there, you use that as a guide to cut your square. So I actually cut my square 1/4 inch out on the outside of the square lines, and that's used for seam allowance. This particular block is really fun to do because you can twist and turn these blocks in a variety of different directions, and you will get a completely different look in your pattern. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tip of the week. Now I have some other tutorials on paper piecing that shows you different types of blocks to do, and it will give you a lot more detailed information. I just sort of gave you a quick little summary of the steps. So make sure you scroll down below your YouTube screen to see those tutorials. So as you're scrolling, when you see the word more, click on it and that section will expand open. Now don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny. See you next time.